I'm doing this voiceover on TikTok and they're literally hating on me. I've done this like a million times and I'm like, of course you guys don't. You guys are trying to silence me. It makes sense. But anyways, I was watching this documentary last night on how colonization has changed Nigeria, of course, for the worse, like it has every other place. How colonization is very shame-based, making a lot of people shame themselves and those who take different paths. This documentary made me think of what I'm always thinking of, which is how do I get to Africa? How do I align myself with people who respect the indigenous ways of thinking, the connection to the land and human expression, while also understanding how some of these traditional ways of thinking have played a part in our like not being liberated individually and as a whole. Listen, I am pro, being modern and like technology and invention, but I feel like we have been taught and told what that means for us. It's been one dimensional and it's rarely by us. I also feel like it's told and taught to us in a way to like, that means separating ourselves from the land and from our authentic selves. And this is globally, sadly. Again, demonizing and putting this like negative energy around those that see it differently. We can most definitely do the whole modern thing without destroying the planet and separating from our true selves. But anyways, this also for some reason I then went through a whole rabbit hole of like all of my old artistic expressions that I've done throughout my life. And how much it's been influenced by Africa is crazy. And again, I promise you guys, I'm never like when I'm doing these things being like, let's do something African today. Who I am, of course, is just a bunch of all of my influences, but I think every single one of those influences have also been influenced. Like it always makes its way back to Africa because, of course, we know this. But I think also because my intention is always like, even when I didn't have the wording for it, I've always valued authentic human expression, the way we think, move, and talk. And I feel like the foundation of what African culture is exactly that. I feel like they just move and they imagine and they create and they speak and sing just very freely. And that's something that I value. And the more that I'm allowing myself to be myself and to do all those things, I realize how powerful it is and how much more I want to advocate for it. I also understand how doing these things can literally like heal you on a physical level, but like this isn't the video for that. And I feel like obviously African people know this. I really hope I do not sound like that annoying American that's like romanticizing everything while not paying attention or wanting to bring up the multiple things that are happening to these people. I know that my role is not only to express who I am authentically, but to advocate for those also to also do that and to also advocating for sustaining this planet and this land, which is not always going to be pretty and clean and all that, but I promise you I'm ready to do the work. This video is like trying to find people who understand what I'm saying that are in Africa and who will welcome me with open arms. I'm ready.